Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Painting Passports. Today we are getting into the Painting Passport North American Butterflies book. This is a gouache watercolor mixed media book. The pages are super thick and I'm not a big fan of the alcohol markers, but I love the acrylic markers in this thing. So I thought we would start with the first page because this is the maiden voyage. I haven't done an illustration in these yet. This is a brand new product, so pretty excited about that. Thought I'd get right into the Monarch, so let's get started. So I'm thinking then I'm going to reach up here and grab yellow ochre and come up here and oh, that paper is so dreamy. Yep. Yeah, this is going to be delightful. So I want to put the yellow down on the wings first because that yellow kind of has a glow coming through there. So I'm using the yellow ochre, and I can use a more intense color here in just a minute. You'll see. So I'm going to put the yellow ochre back, and I'm going to grab I think this is canary yellow, yes. So I've got this dot here has yellow on it, this dot right here is yellow, and this big one right here is yellow. On the other side, we've got the same pattern. We've got two, and these two. Now, right here, I'm going to come in and lay a little bit more of that yellow. I'm not going to stress about the backgrounds yet on any of these. I'm just going to paint the butterflies. I'm going to give it a little bit of love with that yellow right over the top of everything else. Okay, and you can barely see what I've done, but that's okay. That's totally okay. I'm going to get into it a little deeper here. All right, so orange. I know we've got some different shades here. I'm going to grab pumpkin orange and just give it a test here on this spot, on this section of spots. There's a little bit of pumpkin orange right on the other side of that, and there's a little bit of pumpkin orange up here. So I can also kind of see some of that pumpkin orange. It kind of skirts around all of the shapes of the wings here. Just a touch, not getting crazy with it, but I do kind of want to start making those lines a little bit darker, because they're a little bit darker. We're just going to go to each side. And there's still striations and lines that show up in there. So I gotta move these paints because I'm literally laying my arm right in those paints. This one's darker, this one's dark and dark, and then this one's darker. Some of this orange down here. This is going to end up being black, but you got to kind of paint it black and blue. I'm going to go around this part of his wing. I'm going to come down here. This has got some darker in it. There's a striation in it. I'm going to set this one right there and come back to it. So then I want to grab pale vermilion. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to go ahead and use it on the top. But we got to get into our yellow oranges here. So let's do this. This is cadmium orange hue. We'll see. That's a little too dark as well. That's not much off from the vermilion. So we're going to come in here and add the striations, and we'll put that down. We're going to come back over here, and we're going to grab yellowed orange, because this is where the magic happens. Oh yeah, there we go. Now I put in all the dark, so now I'm just going over it with the light. So you're going to keep the striations. Down here the color is going to be lighter. We're going to eventually come in here and go around all of these things with the black. And then some blue. So we've got a little bit of color here, a little bit of color there. Just take your time. See that? This paper is spectacular. It's not, it's a hot press, so it's smooth. And I kind of went round and round about, you know, if I was going to use the textured watercolor paper or a hot press paper. But man, I love gouache. I love the markers. And, you know, we're going to get an opportunity to use the markers over some of this here. That's the vermilion again. Just not sure that that's my color. Let's see, what color is this? This is just straight up orange. Let's see if this is it. Nope, that is definitely not it. Nope, 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 nope. Let's go back to this. There we go. Gonna go around all the shapes of the wings again, and just kind of fans up into it. And we'll come back in just a little bit with some other colors. Gonna go dark right there. I think monarchs are beautiful. When I lived in Texas, we were on the migratory path and we had tons of milkweed and that other plant I can't think of the name of that they love, and they would stop and there would just be thousands of them. And we'd call the state and let them know they were there, and they'd come take pictures and study them, and it was just super cool. I loved it when they were there. It was magical. Looks pretty rough right now, but it will improve, I promise. I'll go over this area here because I want all this smooth. I want all of this smooth. I'm going to go over that with the yellow because I want this smooth, but I want it to be brighter. Look at that. Look how that just pulls together. But that probably needs a little more orange. Okay, let's break out the black. Y'all know we never use it, but here we are. Oh, and I don't have a pencil sharpener with me. Oh, foo. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to make do. I don't have my pencil sharpener with me. I'm in the last day of my Airbnb in Pompano Beach, Florida. I've been down here teaching clinics at American Heritage, and I'm moving out of the condo or the unit today, and getting ready to head back north because I've got other stuff to do. Come in here, and I'm just gonna very carefully, because my pencil is not sharp, go around all of these lines on the butterfly. Coloring the butterflies is a whole lot of outlining, whole lot of adding colors that you don't think are there. This is dark purple. I'm gonna add some of that right here. Right over that black. And I'll come back in with the paint pens with the for the dots, so that the dots get handled properly. Got a dot right here, got a dot right here. So I'm gonna go around. Again, this one's not as sharp as I want. But we're going to go around this with the dark purple. That's what color it says it is, dark purple. And see, that dark purple just melds really nicely with the red orange that we're using for the Monarch. And don't stress out. Listen, this paper is so creamy that you're gonna smudge your colored pencils, but don't stress out about that because the backgrounds can always have something super fun put on them. So let's just I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go ahead and color all of this, even though I know there's dots there. It'll be easier to just add the dots with the paint pen after the fact than to try to color all around them. And see, the black looks dirty until you put the purple on top of it, and then it looks like it all goes together. Because not all blacks are the same. You've got just as many color profiles in the hue black as you do in yellows and in oranges and whatever. So you have red blacks and yellow blacks and green blacks and purple blacks. It depends on what colors were put together to make the blacks. So when they make a pencil set like this, they just give you a generic one, which is why the black never works with the end result that you're trying to accomplish. I'm going to come up here on the thorax. Is that what this is called? I'm going to have to look all this up. Again, we'll come in after the fact and add all the dots with the paint pen. So I'm just gonna color over everything right now. We've got these beautiful purple berries here that we need to develop. And notice that I'm not coloring very dark, and I'm not coloring very dark because I see a lot of lavender in this photograph here on the butterfly, on this monarch's body, and I want to make sure that I can pick that up and put it in there. So I've got a lavender right here, and I see it. I see lavender can read like light. White is not your best friend when it comes to putting highlights on something. There's tons of other colors that can be used to highlight, and lavender is definitely one of them, especially when you're using the orange profiles here. Look at that. Now I want to come in, and I'm going to just come in right here, right up against this. And I'll come in again with some other colors and make that pop right back out. It'll be beautiful. Look how cool that is so far though. That's really looking good. I'll take the dark purple, come up here, outline all of this, put a little bit of it in here. Just kind of pull some of that out. Again, not too concerned about the dots. I know they're there, but I'm not going to freak out if I color over one of them, because I'm going to come back in with the markers and put them right back in there anyway. You'll see in just a minute. Now that purple is not the right color until you put the black in. Oh, how I wish I had a sharp pencil right now. And y'all, I quit messing around with the little handheld twisty ones. I bought a pencil sharpener that will eat trees. So, and it does a fabulous job. Where is it? It's at Chase's right now. I think it's already gone to Chase's, because I gotta go stay with Chase for a couple of days before I get out of here. We're thinking about starting a VIP club. You know, whatever. The name is what it is to me. But and what we're thinking is, how cool would it be if all of us once a month could get on here and paint together out of the books? Then you would get some one-on-one instruction from me. We'll have to put a time limit on it, or we'll be here all night. Which, you know, might be fun, but, and then it would be just like a monthly fee. You get the extras, you get all the behind the scenes stuff of what we're doing to build the business, but you also get a one-on-one paint session with me. And I just think that would be so much fun. And then maybe there'd be pop-ups, you know. And I would love it, because then it would give you guys an opportunity to help me build more products that you want to see. So you would get to say so, you get to help name paint colors. I just think it would be super cool. And then it would give me an opportunity to reconnect with everybody who wants to be a part of our lives. You know, because Chase can come on and be part of it as well, even though he's still in Florida and I am trapped in Iowa. So, I'm just curious as to, you know, if you think that would be something super cool, because I kind of think it would be. You know, and maybe we do, you know, maybe we could do at least once a month. You know, it's going to be, it's hard for me to judge how much of the one-on-one stuff I can do from this vantage point until we get into it. But maybe you get, you know, you guys get a special access to downloads that nobody else has access to. For practicing, you get to be the first ones. You get to test the new paint, you know. How about every time we launch a new palette, you get, you know, you get to test the paint. I think that would be super cool. I would want to be a paint tester. That way we know we have allies that are testing it. So if you guys, if there's something going on with it that needs to be corrected, it doesn't hit the internet that we, you know, are a bunch of slouches that don't know what we're doing the whole 9 yards, you know. Because sometimes the paint formula isn't 100%. Sometimes it's got to get reworked. And, you know, that's, it just, it depends on the pigment. You can't just think that all of them can be made exactly the same. Look at that. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. I'm going to grab this over. I'm telling y'all, if you don't have a master set of... Ooh, that's not what I wanted. If you don't have a master set of these Prismacolors, you're missing out. Because they are spectacular. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a little pink on some of these that are right up on top. Again, should have sharp pencils for this, but nay, I do not. Denied. Look how dull this pencil is. Can you see that? I mean, I am suffering here to get this one done. Suffering. I'm going to come in and start using that black again. Get that butterfly wing colored, covering up all of the dotties, except for the ones that I colored yellow. I don't. These down here are going to be like an off-white, white color, so it makes no difference really that they're not 100% right yet. I'm going to come in with the black right on its edge and hope that I've got enough black exposed, because I don't want to have to set up, because I'm going to have to tear down this setup and take it to Chase's house, and I would like to get this filmed before I have to do that. I'm going to come in right underneath here and just start laying in all of that black. And keep in mind, I set this up so your reference photos were right next door, so you can always work from that. And I love the concept of these books because I don't have to think about what I'm going to paint. And these are just the greatest little practice tools. I am loving the entire concept of this situation here. Because I take all of the guesswork out of, you know, what am I going to do? How's it all going to go together? What are the colors? This is, and again, these are just practice so that you can eventually do one of your own. This is where we work it all out. I'm way out of the lines up here because my colored pencil is so... This used to be one of the things that irritated me as a kid when I was trying to color all those tiny little things in 1st and 2nd grade that were on all of my papers that I had to color, and my pencils, my crayons were dull and you can hardly get in there. It used to make me so mad. Okay, I'm going to come over the top of this with some of this purple right now, very softly. And see, there's a little bit of black. So these wings have a little bit of black right here where they attach to the body. Oh my goodness. I'm just taking my time. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to miss out on some of the natural curvies just by simply not coloring as hard. Like this right here. That's got a natural highlight on it just because I didn't come in and just pound this. And again, this pencil should be a lot sharper than what it is. So, this is where this wing ends. And I gotta come over here with a dark edge on this. Get my dark edge. Ooh. Okay, how's that looking? Ah, it's looking pretty good. Okay. We'll come in and we'll work all of that greenery as well. Yeah, well, that does look like the color. Now I'm going to come in here with the orange right on top of all that. And I'm going to push pretty hard. And I'm going to start to smooth out all those scratchy lines. I don't like it, but I'm going to fix it with the, paint pens here. Here we go. Had about all I want of this. So, I don't know if I did the paint swatches in the back of this book or in the other books. Nope, it's the other ones. There we go. Yep, that's exactly what I want. Kind of just fans out. got a little edge there. So the other thing is that some of these, if you just barely touch them, you're just adding like a little bit of pointillism there. Gives it another little edge. So we know that's a good color. Okay. Let's see if we like any of this. Let's see if we like this color here. I just barely want any of that color in there. There we go. I'm not filling the whole thing. I'm just adding tiny little amounts here. We're going to add a little bit here, a little bit here. Again, I did not fill the entire thing. I'm just adding little bits of it. So we know we've used that. That looks great. Now let's figure out what color is the white, because it's not white. It's not white. So we're going to have to put down a little bit darker value first. It's like an off-white, you know what I'm saying? It's like an off-white. Let's try this. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we know we've got this dot up here. And then we know we've got this dot right here. And there's another one right next to it. Yep. We also know that there's this right here. And I'm not drawing a super sharp line. I don't want to draw a sharp line. I just want the illusion that it's there. Oh, these paint pens are just spectacular, y'all. I love these paint pens. Let's go back up here. And we know that there is a there and right there. We've got a spot here and here and here. And we've got some spots right here and here. And we've got a little bit of love right there that I want to pick up. And a little bit of love right here that I want to pick up. I'm picking that up. I'm just touching it with my finger. Okay. It's not perfect, but that's okay. get over here and let's do the same thing. Let's give it some edge love here. Let's come up here. Let's give it some of these spots that are necessary, that we know are there. That spot right there. There's like spots all over. And then there's a big spot and a little spot and a big spot and a little spot and a big spot and a little spot. This one's got a bigger spot and a little spot. Oh, wow. Okay, that's kind of starting to come together there. That's not terrible. So then on top of that, we come in with some of the white. Okay, so we know we're using these so far. Let's see if we can find some more oranges that might work in this. I gotta get one of those stands that keeps all my paint pens organized. I just can't believe that I've really just switched from working in acrylics to this. Not that there's, you know, anything wrong with it. It's just a complete shock to my system that I love this so much. Complete shock. Okay, now in this, I know I have a black. I'm a little nervous to use it because it's really inky. It's got a lot of ink color in it. I don't know where it is. It's in here somewhere. There it is. It's super strong. I just ordered the 240 pack of the oh wow. Very, very inky. I'm literally attempting to just barely touch any of this because it's really going to stand out that it's super dark. And I don't want to have to go back in and recolor everything because these lines are like in your face. But I could use the paint to add some interference into this in just a moment. I've also found that the tips of these are super flimsy. Well, flimsy is not really the word. They're just very flexible. So they don't hold up when you apply pressure. So if you're trying to draw a tiny straight line, the pointillism, the dot, way better effect. looks way better. This black's going to be really strong for a minute, but I'm going to come in here after the fact with some of that interference paint that we are making, and just from the naturally wild line, and just lay some of that in over the top, and it's going to be really nice. How's that look from above? Ooh, look at that, girl. Okay, 924. All right, let's get into some of the greenery now. Let's get into some of the greenery. And put the markers aside for just a minute here and get into some of the greenery. Let's see here. What colors do we want to start with? Let's grab apple green real quick here, and we're just going to come in. Oh yeah, that's a nice color. And we know we've got lines. And we know that this side is going to be a lot darker, so we're going to go ahead and push down in here and let this side be a lot darker. We know that this has got lines. See, once we start giving that butterfly a backdrop to sit on, and we're going to put a shadow under him, it's going to be cool. So you want to start super light with your apple green if you've got the Prismacolors. Looks like a Granny Smith apple color. We're going to come out here. And just give the illusion of all of those lines. Kind of color right over the top of that. So we're going to come up here, go a little darker on these. We're going to come back in with several other colors. So I'm just going to make some marks on these leaves, because you know these leaves get beat up and they've got veins, just like we've got veins. So I want some of those showing, but I don't want a color so dark that I can't add some other colors and give it a bunch of variations. Put that down. Come back in here with the chartreuse. I'm going to do chartreuse for some of the lines here, some of this line work. A little bit of chartreuse on the edge of this plant here. I just push super hard because it's got a little bit of a highlighty edge to it. Now I'm gonna grab, what color is this? Kelly green. Let's see if this is the right green. Oh, yeah, it's not terrible. It's not really the color I want. It's the color I want for right up under here. That's the color I want for underneath this. Right there. So that's not the color that I want for the rest of it. Ooh, Prussian green. Ooh, help me. Yeah, that's not terrible. Now we know we've got this shadow here. Kind of comes down, kind of around here, like that. I'm just going to come in with this green and start laying in that background. Right up against the butterfly, it's going to be the darkest. Right up against it. And as it fans out, that shadow is going to change colors. Back to the apple green. Teeny tiny little baby circles. Look at that. Wow. Now, let's add some darker purple to the... I'm going to add a little bit of this. It's called dahlia purple. We're going to come in here and we're going to add some dahlia purple to the sides of these little berries here, because a couple of these are pretty dark. take some of that same dahlia purple right over the top of some of this wing here. Because all these dots that I can see, they need a little bit of color on top of them because they aren't all in the light. How's that looking? Yeah. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Alright, so like we're gonna have, that needs to be, ooh. There's that. Where is the, look at that. Paint pen just brings her all back. Right on back. Now we've got that. Now let's grab the white. Come in here right on top of that one and just add some color. There we go. Just a touch. Just a skosh. Then we're going to add just the illusion of a few more berries back up in here so that it's a little more connected. Ooh, that's so pretty. Now, I'm not done, but I might have to stop for now and then regroup in a bit because I've got gotta get the paint out. Well, let's try it. Let's see. Is this dirty? Oh yeah, that's so dirty. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna add some of the interference to this just to see how it's gonna work. $9:36. I have an hour and a half to get out of this house. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's so pretty. I'm telling you, I don't even care if it doesn't naturally occur in nature. These paints on top of these butterflies are just chef's kiss. This one's got the glitter in it. I'm not going to take the time to break out the interference that doesn't have the glitter in it. So you're getting a little sparkle and you're getting a, you know, you're getting a little bit of the interference. And that black interference does, the black does show the blue interference when you're looking at these butterflies. This is part of their and you don't want to cover all the black. Remember how I said I was going to come in here with the interference? I'm just laying some of that in. I'm also going to come up here and activate some of the purple. This is called Ghost Orchid. Same dirty brush. And we're going to just lay in a little bit of the purple. in here. Not a ton of it, just a little bit of it. Of course, it could end up being a ton of it by the time I'm finished. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab the Blush Mirage and the Sun Veil. I'm going to mix those two together. Try to get a little bit of an orange going on here. And I'm going to come in and I'm just going to give it a little bit of love on some of these wings. Because it's my book. And I love the shimmers. Plus, when you look at these guys from super close, they have shimmers on them. Okay, so that's it. We're gonna call this one. First painting done in the butterfly, the North American Butterfly Painting Passport book. I am super happy with the way that it turned out. Oh, I forgot to do his antennas. Why didn't y'all say something? All right, so that's it for this week's episode of Painting Passports. We got the Monarch Butterfly finished. Can't wait to get into the rest of this book. As always, thanks for joining me in the studio. I'm Rio, and I'll see you on the next page.